Boys and girls. I'm using this as a presentation to show you some examples of the different types of angles that you're going to be working with. This isn't something that you guys are going to have to do. This is purely for me to just show you and demonstrate the different, or classifying some of these angles. So first I'm going to start with the definitions. An angle is two rays or line segments that are connected by a vertex, which is another fancy word for a corner. Acute angles. An acute angle measures 1 to 89 degrees. A right angle measures 90 degrees. An obtuse angle measures 91 to 179. And straight angle is exactly 180. It's an angle that has two rays that are pointing straight out. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some examples here. So number one, you can see that the rays are stretched out. They're much bigger than 90 degrees. And 90 degrees is this number 3 right here. So this is a right angle is what that's called. And the reason we know that is because it has a perfect corner. And a strategy that you can use to figure out if an angle has a perfect corner, which is right here, what I'm talking about here. And the strategy that you can use for that is actually just simply taking a piece of paper or anything that has exact corner on it and putting it up to the screen and you can just hold it up there and you can see that it fits perfectly in the corner of a piece of paper. So you can use a Post-it note, whatever has a perfect squared right angle in the corner, you can use that to determine whether it's a right angle. So number 2 here is a little tricky, but if I put my Post-it note up to it, I can easily tell that it's actually acute because it's smaller than 90 degrees. So then I'd move the acute. This is obtuse. So I like to call it obtuse because it's bigger than 90 degrees, so it's the big guy. So I like to be silly and call him obtuse. And acute is acute. It's little, it's smaller than 90 degrees. Number 4 is again another one that's a close call, but if you put a piece of paper or a Post-it note up to the vertex, the corner, you can see that this line is definitely veering in more than what a 90-degree angle. So therefore, since it's in more than a 90-degree angle, it is acute. Then we have number 5 here. It's opened up, not too much more, but more than a 90-degree angle. Again, using that Post-it note or piece of paper strategy is really helpful when you're estimating angles. So this one would be obtuse. And then we have this last one here is very obviously obtuse, much bigger than the 90-degree angle. Okay, so those are just some examples that you can look at and see. So I'm going to keep moving along here. So some examples of an acute angle would be definitely this one, I think. This one's hard to tell. Again, I have to get my Post-it note here and put it up to the screen or piece of paper I'm actually using. Put the corner, match the corner up, and then I can see actually it looks exactly like 90 degrees, so it's not acute. This one is very obviously obtuse because it's bigger. This one's acute because it's a lot smaller. And so you're looking on the inside here is what you're looking at, the angle that shows on the inside. This is another acute angle here. Okay. A right angle has to be a perfect 90 degrees. So this is where you're using that piece of paper. I'm just going to keep reiterating that. Put a piece of paper up to it. You do not need a protractor. The corner of a piece of paper will do, or Post-it note. The very bottom one is very obvious that it's a 90-degree angle because it's got that perfect square. This one's very obvious it's not. This one's a little difficult. So again, you just turn your piece of paper or your Post-it note, line the one side up, and then if the other side lines up perfectly, which actually it does. So that would have been a little tricky, but since I used my Post-it note or my piece of paper, it worked. Then I'm going to line this one up and see what happens with this one. And I can tell from lining the bottom of the arrow up that the line is going in, so it's acute. And then I'm going to try this next one, and I can tell that it actually is a right angle. So some of them are a little tricky because they're turned different angles, but again, using that paper is helpful. Obtuse is obviously the ones that are going to be much larger, so that's pretty easy to identify for this one, those two. The others are either right or acute. So hopefully this helped you guys out. So the Flipgrid is fantastic today for a lesson. It actually has a game, music, all kinds of stuff. So make sure you do that as well and watch that Khan Academy video for extra help. All right, have an awesome day. Thanks for listening all the way to the end.